Welcome to episode 1, Eagles in the Outback. I'm your host, TJ. We've got Thomas, also joined by our other host, Connor, otherwise known as Radio Jesus and Insidious Meerkat. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to today's podcast. This is something that's been in the work for a long time. We're very excited to be bringing you this. I know these other guys are excited as well. How's the week been, Thomas?
Dude, it's been one crazy week, dude. Like, between just working all the time, my downstairs neighbors being absolutely crazy, and today finding out that I need to go get tested for COVID tomorrow. It's just been it's been a weird week. Yeah. Well, welcome to America,
probe.
where you're just people. Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm gonna be having a little cotton swab touching my little uvula through my nose.
Yeah, that's crazy. It's crazy, that test, right? Connor, I don't know if have you seen it like done or taken place at all?
I've just only seen stories about how unpleasant it is, so I wish you the best of luck tomorrow with that.
Thank you.
I'm a big
Yeah.
UFC fan. I've been watching a lot of the fights lately that over in Fight Island, and Dana White, the president, he has to get tested like almost every second day. I think he said he's had something like 10 or 11
Jeez.
COVID tests. Yeah, crazy, right?
I'm not excited for one. I can't imagine doing it over and over and over again.
Yeah,
the world we live in this year, huh?
I think is this new normal, or what? I mean, there's no end in sight at the moment. I don't think, but
No, not at all.
this might
I
be
think
new
New
normal.
Zealand. New Zealand is the closest one to getting it completely shut out, though. It's from what I've seen on the news, anyways. I mean, I'm not sure. You'd probably know more about that, Terry.
Yeah, their prime minister's got it sorted. They've got a great prime minister. She acted fast. She acted real fast, and they got on top of it real quick.
And actually let medical professionals that know what they're doing take charge rather than government, that kind of doesn't really know how the human body really works.
Exactly right. Well, guys, this is our weekly podcast, Eagles in the Outback. We're going to come to you in blocks of in season blocks. We've been reaching out to people all across all different platforms: YouTube, Twitch. Also in the entertainment industry. Next week's, I'm very excited to tell you guys today, right now, next week's guest, my longtime friend, Australian country music singer, Travis Collins, will be joining us here on Eagles in the Outback. We're very excited to talk to him, but this week it's going to be a little bit of getting to know us. I mean, there's some of my community that obviously don't know a whole lot about Thomas, and a lot of you guys also don't know a whole lot about Connor, and that's what we're going to take today to do: get to know each other and learn more about each other. So I'm excited. You guys, are you? I'm pretty pumped. Are you guys pumped? I'm pumped. I'm pumped.
Oh, yeah, not at all. I was just came in here. I was like, I'm just here. I don't even want to be it. No, of course I am. I'm pumped, TJ. Been excited to do this since we first talked about it.
I've been bursting at the seams to tell everybody about this, and it's been so great to be able to finally do that as we did last week, and to be here for the first episode. I'm very, very, very excited, and I'm glad to be alongside you guys for this. Really,
it's something it's been in the works for a couple of months, and it was very hard to sit on this for a while. There's so many people I'm close with that they didn't even know I was doing this, so I had to keep it quiet. And I'm so glad that here we are, episode 1, and thank you everybody for tuning in.
Yes.
Well, we can take it straight from the top now, jumping into how this is going to be, that you guys will see on a weekly basis with our guests and everything. But today we are the guests. All three of us are guests on our own show this week. We'll take it from the top here. And we're gonna ask TJ some questions. All right, help you guys kind of get to know him a little bit. So we've prepared a little bit here to ask him. We'll get to you guys' stuff later. We did field questions from all of you across our communities, and we'll be getting into that a little bit later here. But just right off the rip, TJ, what got you into streaming in the first place? What was the draw? What did you wish to achieve?
It's actually a bit of a crazy crazy story. I had never heard of Twitch. Going back probably 3 years ago, I had never even heard of Twitch or knew what streaming was or whatever. I was sitting at home and I was trolling through YouTube and came across a DOJ RP video, and it was Polecat 324 and Bay Area Bugs. Now, the thing that caught my eye about this is that they basically had almost the same video, but from Polecat's perspective and from Bugs' perspective. And I watched both of them. I was like, this is pretty cool. It looks fun. Like, it's just GTA. I was like, is this on PC or on console? How are they able to get their own cars into the game? Like, I've never seen a Ford Explorer in GTA before. And I started looking into things a bit more, and I was like, oh, it's on PC. I might get it. Learned more about how to set that kind of thing up, and then realized quick that you can make money by just jumping in and gaming, and people are interested in what you have going on and creating communities like that. So I learned about Twitch and streaming all through a guy that's become a good mate of mine, Jordan, otherwise known as Polecat324. And that's kind of what got me started, is that I joined the DOJ media team and just begun, showing people my creative side, and the content that I was creating from that community. Yeah, which is actually where I met Thomas.
Yep. 2 years ago now, just
Yeah.
about.
Yeah, just over 2 years actually. Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a minute.
Sure.
Still remember the first day that Barry Bogan killed me in server. I'm never gonna forget that. Hearing that Australian voice go from the goofy Australian voice to your normal voice, be like, "Are you allowed to do that?" I was like, "Oh, I had just gotten into DOJ. I was with a friend, and as soon as he had his serious voice, I was like, "Oh, I messed up. I'm gonna get in trouble. I've been here for like 3 weeks, and I'm gonna get just railed for doing this."
You guys smashed the shit out of my car.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember that. Yeah. Yeah, so that's what got me started into streaming onto Twitch, and it's been a ride. I've had a very, very privileged Twitch journey thus far. I have an extremely, extremely loyal and supportive community. Going back just over a year, I had flown to Sydney to catch up with my mate Phil, otherwise known as Lucius Lane. For his birthday and my birthday are a day apart. We both support the same football team, so I flew to Sydney, and the plan was going to meet up, hang out for our birthdays, and go to the footy. And after that trip, I got back home. While I was gone, there had been a massive storm in Brisbane, and I got back to a completely fried computer. And gone, dead. And my community came through. They bought me a brand new computer. Thomas being a big contributor to that, Polecat, so many people contributed money towards a new PC to get me back onto Twitch and back creating content. So I've had a very privileged, very lucky Twitch journey so far. Yeah.
Well, that's great to hear. It's, seeing you succeed out here is inspiration to all of us that wish to do things in our own streams and communities and everything. Yeah. So it's great that you're thriving.
If I can do it, guys, so can you. So can you, for sure. Yeah.
Thomas, you want to take it away with the next question for TJ here?
Yeah. So, what would you consider be your biggest strength, just overall as a person, like your best quality as a person?
Best quality as a person. I think my best quality would be I'm the type of guy that I don't like to sit back and see somebody else disadvantaged or anything like that. So I'm the guy that speaks up to people about if I see somebody getting bullied. I speak up. That's kind of the way I run my community. We're all about supporting each other, and we are the Bogan fam. And we take the fan part of that. I take the fan part of that literally. So I've always, that's probably my best quality, I'd say. I've always been the guy that growing up I got picked on a lot and never really stood up for myself. And I guess I took up a sport which taught me a lot of self-confidence and stuff, and from that grew me always being the guy that sticks up for the little guy. Doesn't matter how big the other person is or whatever. If you've got right on your side, then the rest doesn't matter. I probably would say that. Yeah.
Very noble.
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. Sort of going into the vein of this next question that I have here. So we covered how you got started on Twitch and what drew you into this whole thing in general, and we talk about the strength of yours and everything. If you could go back 10 years and give yourself a piece of advice, what would that be?
That's a good question. I think if I could go back 10 years and give myself a piece of advice, it would be just, it's all going to be good, man. It's all going to be right. It's going to turn out okay. Yeah. We all go through hard times in life, and yeah, it's just persistence, man. Everything's going to be okay. Like, everything turns out for the best. Pain or whatever is short term. So yeah, I'll probably that. Just everything's gonna turn out okay, dude. Just keep pushing, keep pushing. That's everybody. I mean, that's probably advice I'd give anybody, is that, yeah, it's all gonna turn out for the best in the end. Yeah.
Yeah. What's happening is meant to happen, and
Exactly.
it's just you just gotta roll with the cards. Roll with the punches. Deal. Play with the cards you're dealt.
Yeah.
Etc.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, good advice for all across the board. Anybody out there, not just ourselves 10 years ago.
Yeah.
You got to keep pushing. I have a weird sort of saying about that plenty of people have heard me say before about that. Keep on pushing, is that you got to think about it like it's a hailstorm. You're driving on a straight highway and you're in a hailstorm. It's all coming down. It's smacking you in the face. You're driving a convertible. You don't even have the top up. You're getting your eyes pelted. You can barely see, but you got to keep your foot to the accelerator, because if you pull over and get out, stop in a ditch, you're still going to get hit.
Yeah.
It's not going to get any better. You keep the foot to the accelerator and you keep on going, and those clouds will part and the skies will open and everything will all work its way out.
That's a great analogy. I like that.
Yeah. Edge of the storm, light of the tunnel type deal. I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
Good. Speaking of, always being prepared, like you were just talking about, always being prepared. If you had to prepare your last meal and you knew it was your last meal, what would it be? Your appetizer, drink, dessert, anything. What would it be?
Last meal. Wow. That is a good one. So I guess I would start with, I'd probably start with some garlic naan bread.
Ooh, okay.
Okay.
Start that shit with some garlic naan bread. I like curries a lot, so I would probably move on then after the naan bread for a main course. I would move on to a nice chicken red curry with like broccoli, capsicum, all that a bit of potato in it as well, all that jazz that you'd find in in your typical Thai red curry.
All right.
I would couple that probably with either a Jack and Coke or a nice cold Great Northern, which is a beer out here in Australia. It's the best beer, by the way. Nobody drinks Foster's here, by the way. If you're American and you mention Foster's to Australian, you're going to get laughed out the room. We don't drink Foster's. And dessert, mate, you can't go past some Neapolitan ice cream, mate. With some ice magic on top of that.
Ice magic. I'm not sure what that is. Do you know what that is, Connor?
So ice magic is I don't know if you guys have it out there, but we have it here. It's a syrup that you put onto your on top of your ice cream, and it hardens. It becomes like a hard shell, but it's like chocolate flavored hard shell. Yeah.
Okay.
I am aware. Yeah. I think it's called something different here, but we do have something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'd like to throw in. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yes, you're fine. It's so good. I always I get the white chocolate version of it because white chocolate's my jam. If you guys ever want to send me white chocolate, I will. I've considered so many times to get myself a PO box and solicit white chocolate from all over the world.
All right.
I've always thought of doing that.
Keep us updated with that, because we got some pretty good chocolate out here, because America and unhealthy foods, that's kind of our specialty. So
well, that's what we should do. Maybe we should all swap like candy I'll send you guys some Australian candy, you guys send me some American candy.
Yeah. I was gonna throw in A couple of things. One, nobody drinks Foster's here anyway, as well, so that's not even an issue. Nobody.
Yeah, exactly.
And on top of that, funnily enough, the very first thing that somebody ever sent to my PO box when I got one set up was chocolate. They sent chocolate of their own that they make. They're a confectioner, and they wanted me to have some of their chocolate and sent me
That's
chocolate.
awesome.
So side note, that was the first thing somebody sent to one of my PO boxes when I had that.
I'm
set
onto
up.
something there.
You are. It's out there. Did you ever have a nickname that was given to you by other kids when you were a child?
Yeah.
This is kind of out of left field, but it's we're covering all the bases here. What did they call you as a kid growing
you're
up?
calling me it actually. TJ is the nickname. I get TJ, Tezza. So I'm not gonna. I don't want to give away my actual government name, but it's a long hyphenated name, and I got TJ for short from everyone. That or Turtle, because again, I don't want to give away my any more information about like my last name or whatever. But I got called Turtle a lot as well because of my last name.
I get it. I get
see,
it.
yeah, Thomas, you get it. You know my last name, so you get it. But yeah.
So that was it stemmed from from your name. They gave you a nickname. As opposed to you being known as the guy who fell down the stairs one time or something. It was just from your name.
Yeah.
All right. Fair enough.
Oh man, that's great. So again, just kind of covering all the bases, going to be jumping around a little bit here. So this is again out of left field. If you could be a part of any profession in the world, just forget education. You don't have to go to school for it. Just you already have that knowledge. You already know how to do it. What would you like to be a part of?
I would definitely want to become a zoologist. I think that would be one of the most exciting, fun jobs in the world. Working with it, I love it. I love it. I'm not a vegan or a vegetarian or anything, but I love to eat animals, and I love to. I would love to work with animals.
You love them across the board.
Yeah,
that's you just love everything about them.
There's a theme park out here called Dreamworld, and it's like crazy big thrill rides and stuff. But part of Dreamworld is a place called Tiger Island, where I think they've got like 14 tigers at Dreamworld. They're not always all of them out on display because this one fights with this one, so they keep them separated and rotate them in and out and whatever. But they have like 4 or 5 guys that just hang out on Tiger Island in the enclosure with the tigers, hanging out with them. They do like big like tiger demonstrations and stuff, and just regular behaviors like making them jump up a tree for food and stuff, things that a tiger would actually do in the wild. And I think they have the coolest job in the country. They get to hang out with these majestic, massive, big cats all day, and I think that'd be just a cool job. And they're all qualified zoologists as well, so I think that'd probably be the profession I would go into if I already had the knowledge. Yeah, that'd be really fun.
Side point to that. Did you, at any point growing up, is this something that you developed later in life that you put thought into? Did you ever think about this when you were a kid, maybe, and it just never materialized? But has it always been something for you? Or?
It's definitely been something late in my adult life, probably 25. Well, not late, but 25, 26. It kind of, I was like, damn, I should have done that. Like, I don't think I'm smart enough to be a zoologist. Those guys are insane. You have to be insanely smart. But I think it was definitely something that sparked my interest later in life, for sure. Yeah. There's probably a lot of things I'd change if I could go back and go, oh, wait, maybe I can. I'd probably, I would take more, I'd definitely pay more attention in school. That's for sure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never realized how important
enough.
it would actually be. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
So we talked about what you didn't achieve, being a zoologist here, but let's talk about what you have achieved. What do you consider to be your proudest achievement? What is your grandest achievement, your magnum opus, if you will?
A story, probably this story. It's a story of persistence, guys, and not giving up, and never. And just because you're told no once doesn't mean the answer's always no. So basically, had just turned 15, and part of a class I took at school was we went to a local radio station, and we basically took a tour through this radio station. This is where they do the editing of the ads. This is where the actual studio is. This is what this department does, etc. So we learn everything. Basically, quick. This is how a radio studio runs. And I thought, wow, this place would be amazing to work. Wow, imagine just hanging out and talking on radio and listening to music and getting paid for it. That'd be awesome. I went back that afternoon and I was like, hey, I was here today with my school. What do I need to do to get into radio? Do you have anything going now? I'm happy to volunteer just to get to learn the ropes. And they're like, no, I'm sorry. We got nothing on right now. There's not much going on. Check back later, a couple of months. I went, all right, cool. I went home. The next day I went to school, went from school straight back to the radio station, and I asked him again for a job. The answer was still no. I went back every day after school, so 5 days a week, every day after school for 3 weeks, until eventually they went, yes, all right, yes, okay, you can have a job. You can start doing, like I started volunteering. I volunteered there for 6 months first before they actually started paying me. But the answer was no at first, and that's probably my biggest achievement. I did not take no for an answer. I wanted to learn radio. I wanted to work in radio, and that kept me in a job until I was, 25, 26. I was doing radio all the way up until then, yeah.
The classic case of the squeaky wheel gets the oil. Just, don't take no for an answer. If you really want something, make sure you go out and get it. And eventually they'll get tired of seeing you like, shit, this dude's here every day anyways. We might as well put him to use.
Yeah. So I started out by being a gopher. You know what a gopher is?
No idea.
Yeah.
Okay, go for this, go for that. Get me this, get me that.
Run
this to this person.
When you said gopher, I thought the
yeah.
animal.
And so I started doing that, and then I went in one day and they're like, hey, do you want to learn how to panel for one of our, and be a panelist for one of our shows? I was like, yeah, sweet. So basically just triggering ads and things like that for the hosts and stuff. And I did that for nearly a year, and then they're like, hey, we're going to start teaching you how to present on air and how to announce radio. And from there I went to straight after the breakfast show, I had my own little 2-hour slot. Started there, went from there to the lunchtime show, to the drive home show, which was like the second highest rated show at the radio station. And then I was on that for a few years and finished up work one night, got off air. And usually I'm the one that locks up the radio station because I'm the last one there. We've got off air at 7:00. And the manager's still sitting in his office. And I walked by and went, oh, you're still here? Good night. And he goes, nah, come in here. I walked in and he went, mate, we love what you do here. You've been here a long time. We want to give you the breakfast show. And I was like, what? That's like the number. And at the time, the station had the #1 radio show on the like the mid North Coast, which is where I live. That includes it's like a span of like a circle of like 500 kilometers. And I had the #1 show for a few years, which was pretty cool. Got to interview some pretty cool people. I interviewed Mark Hoppus from Blink-182. I interviewed Pink. I interviewed when the Prime Minister was campaigning. I interviewed him. He came into the studio and stuff. But yeah, the coolest thing about that, I think, was just a real quick story, and then we'll probably move on. I'm sorry. But we're chatting to off air before I interviewed Pink. I was chatting to her and she's like, oh, she's asking things about my life. She's like, oh, how long you worked in radio for? Do you love it? It's really cool. I think if I wasn't a performer, I'd probably be working in radio. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And she's like, are you coming to any of the shows? She was out in Australia doing 50 concerts. She's like, are you coming to any of the shows? I was like, oh, I'd probably not. I live 400 kilometers from where your concerts actually are, but my dad's a huge fan and he lives up that way. I think he wants to try and get to a concert. And she's like, well, we'll do our interview and then I'll hand my phone off to the publicist. You give him his name and we'll have some tickets there for him. And
Damn.
yeah, and so I did. And Dad went and saw Pink, and when he rocked up and asked for the tickets at the box office, she also included backstage passes. So he actually got to meet Pink as well for years, and for probably about 3 years. My dad's Facebook photo was a picture of him like this, and Pink's there, and he's like, "Yeah, it's so funny."
Cheesing.
Oh yeah, he was chuffed, but that was pretty cool. Really, really, really fucking cool for her to do that.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's
awesome.
that's special. That's phenomenal.
Yeah.
And it sounds like as we covered some different points there in your professional career, some interesting points, and as you said, a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck thrown in there, a little bit of being a pest, and it all works out in the favor. So as you said, got to keep pushing.
Yeah.
Got to keep pushing.
Exactly right.
We can go ahead and switch gears now over to running back through and hearing what Thomas has to say about some of these things here. So if you'd like to take the reins, TJ, and go ahead and ask him the first question.
So Thomas and I have known each other a hot little minute now. We first met back in DOJ, and that's kind of how this kind of came together. Is Thomas and I were chatting and thought, let's do something together. Let's start a YouTube series. And then that kind of evolved into the idea of this podcast. And so I guess I don't really even know the answer to this question, Thomas. So what was it that actually sparked your interest in streaming and got you into streaming as well?
So it's actually a fairly similar story to yours, which is pretty interesting. So what happened was when I was in Okinawa with the Marines, which a lot of people don't know, is I was in the military. I was in the Marine Corps. I was in Okinawa. I got sent on a fleet assistance program, which is basically they take you out of your specific job and send you somewhere else. What I ended up sending out to do was work with military police. So while I was with military police, they have what's called the Panama schedule. Basically, you work Monday, Tuesday, you're off Wednesday, Thursday, you work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, off Monday, Tuesday, work Wednesday, Thursday, off Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And it just keeps repeating that. So I had a lot of free time and I was, kind of cooped up, didn't really know what to do. I'd go out with my friends and not, go bar hopping and whatnot every once in a while. But, that just gets expensive. So I was like, I just want to be able to chill out and relax. So I started watching a lot of YouTube. I actually discovered Bay Area Bugs before Polecat. So I was watching Bay Area Bugs for a while. And then through him, that's when I discovered Jeff and Polecat and just DOJ as a whole. And I was like, wow, this is actually, it's pretty interesting. Everyone here seems to really know each other. Everyone seems like, they've just been around for a while. And that's when I discovered you can actually join it. I was like, oh, that's super cool. At the time, I had a horrible computer, like this little laptop that was just meant for like doing like schoolwork and stuff and like a little bit of art. It was like one of those touchscreen laptops where you can like draw on it and you can do art. Horrible laptop. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to give it a shot. So I bought GTA 5 for Steam and I tried to run it. It was horrible. I was running at like 40 frames per second with the graphics all the way down and the resolution all the way down. But I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. So I applied for DOJ. Dude, it was horrible. It was so bad. That on top of barracks internet, it was just horrible. Like so I applied, got accepted for the civilian department. During my training, I got disconnected like 4 times just because the computer just could barely handle it. And the training server was already bad enough because it wasn't as well kept up as the main server. So I finally like pushed through my training. Like I'm not gonna quit. I'm not gonna give up on this. Like I really want to do this. Once I got in the main server, I was able to play a little bit better, and I decided, like, you know what, I need an actual gaming computer. So I bought a Dell G7 laptop that came with like a GTX 1060, i7 8700. It was miles and miles ahead of the last one. So I could actually run GTA 5 and actually run everything that I would need to. And I discovered the DOJ media team. And I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. What does it take to get in there? And you have to have a channel set up and everything. You have to have channel work, showing that you're consistent on your channel. You're live. You're not just, You're not just going to be there for like once a month and just basically wasting a spot, because it's very, very hard to get on the DOJ media team, especially around the time that I had joined. And so I was like, all right, I really need to commit to this. I need to really, really try. So started streaming other games on that little laptop. I took a HDMI port, and I had like a big TV as my second monitor so I could like watch my stream, because I figured like well, that's better than nothing, so I can at least like monitor and like watch chat and everything. Had my phone up to watch it to make sure like everything wasn't going too crappy. And just started building a reputation, just hanging out with friends, playing like Division 2, Rainbow Six Siege, a little bit of like just regular vanilla Grand Theft Auto, kind of building a reputation there. And finally, once the applications opened up for DOJ Media Team, I applied. They liked what they saw with my channel. I got accepted and kind of went on from there. And I was a DOJ Media Team, fairly successful for a while.
I remember the day you got accepted.
It was a great day. It was a great day. I was so happy. Did a few streams with TJ here on DOJ. Even before I'd started streaming, I'd been on a couple of your streams there as well.
Yeah, we used to hang a lot. Yeah.
And after I saw that, like you know how much fun you were having while you were streaming and playing at the same time, that was what made me want to join the DOJ Media Team, because I saw just how interactive you were and how much people enjoyed watching you. And I was like, I want to do that too. I want to be, that little light for people as well that maybe can't join DOJ, or no, they can't stream, or they just don't have a computer that can run Grand Theft Auto. I want to be one of the people that can help, just show what they could be doing if they had the physical means to. And since they don't have the physical means, I could be that kind of gateway to, making them happy. And that was the best thing for me, is like getting those messages, which I'm sure you guys have as well. And it's the best feeling when someone tells you that, they love what you're doing, they love seeing you, they love hanging out with you, and you make their day just a little bit better. And that's when I fell in love, was that first message that I got, was that I make someone's day a little bit better. And I was like, I need to keep doing this, because now this isn't just about me, playing video games, wanting to get paid for it. This is about me actually, being there for somebody, and actually being something that somebody can look up to and aspire to be. And that's just how I've held myself ever since.
Fantastic.
And that was the draw. Like you talked about before, the draw of it, that was definitely the biggest draw, was realizing that I was, not just somebody that someone could watch. It was somebody that somebody could look up to, and somebody that someone could aspire to make themselves better, which of course I'm not perfect. No, nowhere near perfect. But just knowing that somebody looks up to me and enjoys what I do, maybe want to reach out really and just expand on that and make a few other people's days just a little bit better.
Yeah.
Hey, right on. I mean, all very valid reasons for getting involved and just getting yourself out there and creating immersion in your hobby in that way.
Oh, yeah.
Just moving on from there, as we asked TJ, as you guys will ask me as well, so we go through the same litany of questions. But what do you consider to be a strength of yours as a person? What's something that you're proud of about yourself?
I would definitely say that it's my willingness to put others before myself. Just like TJ said before, I was one of the contributors to his PC. I could have used that money to go out drinking. I could have used that money for other things, but I saw that, one of my closest friends was in need, and I don't know. That sure. I'm not coordinated, but I saw he was in need, and I was like, I love this dude. Like, I've hung out with him so much. Like, this dude is, again, one of the reasons that I even got to where I am and like started doing what I do. Since he's my inspiration, I feel like I owe him that much. Just to help him out a little bit, even if it's obviously not enough to pay for an entire computer, but enough to help him along the way.
A lot.
It was a decent amount. I'm not gonna stroke my own shaft, but it was a decent amount. But I always put others before myself, or at least I tried to. Yeah, I have my moments where I'm like, no, I need to do this. You know, I'm sorry. I wish I could help you, but I can't. And I always feel bad not being able to help somebody. And like, if I legitimately don't know a way to help somebody, I'll still try as long as I know I'm not going to make matters worse. But I'd say that's my biggest strength is always knowing that I am very blessed with where I am. I'm able to pay for a roof over my head. I'm able to pay for internet, all of this. Not everybody can have that. I'm extremely blessed with what I have. Not only that, but I've also got a family that's incredibly supportive, both, you know, my Twitch family, you know, the mob, the Meerkat mob, as well as you know, my biological family. They're all very supportive, and I'm very, very blessed with my girlfriend as well. Just so blessed with what I have in life. And I feel like if I can't share what I have with other people that need it, I don't deserve to have what I have.
Wow. Yeah. Um, I can. That, a lot of that resonates with me as well. I'm sure it resonates with Connor as well. And like, well, if you could go back 10 years and give yourself advice, what do you think that advice would be?
You know, it's so funny because I actually made a tweet about this maybe a month ago. And my advice that I would give myself when I was younger, just because you can buy something doesn't mean you can afford it. That was that was something I struggled with a lot. Like I used to spend a lot of money on stuff like, you know, I'd get paid, you know, a week goes by, paycheck's gone, and I'm, you know, scavenging for what, you know, I have left. And it's just that's what right there. Just because you can buy it doesn't mean you can afford it. That's that's what
That's
I'm going to tell
Okay.
everybody that's watching now. Just because you can buy something does not mean that you can afford it, because you never know what emergency will come up, what anything will come up, and you won't be able to pay for it. There were so many times I was in close calls where I wasn't even able to go home when I was in Okinawa, because I would just spend all my money and I couldn't afford a plane ticket back home. And it's just it's a really crappy feeling knowing that you need to do something, but you spent all your money on frivolous shit that you don't need and that you're not going to have forever. And the thing that you really want to go to, or the thing that you really need to see, now you can't pay for it because you could buy something earlier, but you didn't realize you couldn't afford it.
I like that. That's
Ye-
great advice.
Yeah, I mean, they say you can't really afford something unless you can buy it twice.
I like that. Yeah.
Um, I mean, going into that, you said you spent it on frivolous things, alcohol, food. All
Oh,
right.
yeah.
What are you picking for the last meal?
All right.
Appetizer, drink, entree, dessert, all the way through.
All right. So, my last meal, if it were possible, obviously with this exact scenario, it wouldn't exactly be possible, but what I would want is some of my mom's good home cooking. So what it would be, she always makes the best garlic bread in the world. So it would start off with that, the
Shouts to
appetizer.
mum.
Oh yeah, shout outs to moms all over the world. Then I would have for the main meal 5 cheese ziti. She takes amazing like the ziti noodles and puts marinara sauce and 5 different cheeses. She still hasn't told me what she puts in it because she wants me to come home so that she can make it for me and I don't have to worry about making it on my own. So every time I go home, that's the first meal she makes, and she makes a big pot of this stuff, right? And I'll like eat it for like 4 or 5 days, just like going to town on this. And then for dessert, mom's banana pudding, best. Just everything that she moms are the best. Like, God, I love my mom. But yeah, that's definitely what it be. Start with garlic bread, 5 cheese, and then banana pudding for dessert. And
What are
I could
you
eat that
what are
every day
you
for the rest of my life.
what are you pairing in your glass with that?
Oh yeah, the drink, of course. So my favorite mixed drink would definitely be Dr. Pepper and Jack Daniels. I know it's a little different than what a lot of people do. They do Jack
What?
and Coke. Yeah, Dr. Pepper and Jack Daniels. That's the best right there.
Texas guy here. Dr.
Yeah.
Pepper, Texas, they already know. Anybody listening and watching out there from Texas, they know about the Dr. Pepper. Okay. But I'm there with you. I mean, listen, both of you, Jack and Coke, Jack and Dr. Pepper, Jack and anything. I'm there for it. So
Just Jack, yeah.
Yeah,
Whoa.
just Jack.
Dr. Pepper. I can't get into it. I cannot get
No,
into
is it-
Dr. Pepper.
Is it like the cherry kind of like
We
not
have
bitterness, like the bite, I guess maybe?
we have
I wonder if
children's
it's different.
Yeah, it might. We have children's Panadol out here, and it comes in syrup form, and it's like a cherry kind of taste,
Oh.
right? So that kids will just take their medicine or whatever. But it reminds me, like when I tasted Dr. Pepper, it reminded me too much of that, and I hated that syrup shit. It was the worst, and so, yeah, not a fan of Dr. Pepper. Cannot get into it.
Have you
Yeah.
ever tried Mr. Pibb? Do you guys have Mr. Pibb out
No,
there?
we don't. Never heard of
Mr.
it.
Pibb is good as well. It's similar to
Is
Dr.
it
Pepper,
cherry?
but it's
Yeah,
not.
okay.
I don't know if it's cherry or not.
I don't think so. And as we said, maybe the Dr. Pepper out there might be different. Really,
Yeah.
It wouldn't surprise me. I've seen that before plenty of times across
feel
the
like-
board.
I feel like the best way to describe a Mr. Pibb would be like a Coke and a root beer mixed together.
Root beer is like sarsaparilla, though, isn't it?
Similar, yeah, similar
Yeah.
family, I think, right? Yeah.
You know, what?
Yeah,
you get a
not a
PO
fan.
box. You get a PO box. I'll send you a can of Dr. Pepper and a can of Mr. Pibb and see what you think. How about that?
All right. All right.
He's-
All right. I'll
he's
do it.
gotta
As well
get-
with your white
I'll
chocolate.
just give you my address, Thomas. I mean,
Yeah, fuck it, yeah.
He's got to get real sugar Dr. Pepper. He's got to
Oh,
get
yeah.
real sugar, cane sugar Dr. Pepper. That's
Oh,
the that's
yeah.
the best of any soda, really. Corn syrup is trash.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
TJ, take it away.
yeah. I've always called you Meerkat or Thomas, but do you have an actual nickname that your close friends and family call you, or?
So you're actually gonna love this one, TJ. You're gonna think this is absolutely hilarious, and it has nothing. Like the nickname has nothing to do with it. What you're gonna be thinking of, right? But it's just gonna be just the coincidence. So when I was first joining the Marines, we had a guy there whose name was Calvin Horstmeyer. His nickname was Horse because this dude was jacked, right? But he was also not the smartest guy. Like he's smart, but he just couldn't remember a lot of stuff. He always knew that my name was like Kiye, but he couldn't remember so my last name is Keeney. I'll tell you guys that. I don't mind. But he could never remember my name. So he's like, what the fuck's your name again? I'm like, Keeney. It's like, all right, I got it. Next day, I was like, what's your name again? Keeney. He's like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. I know kind of what it sounds like. I'm gonna call you Kiwi from now on. So I got the nickname Kiwi from him, and that stuck
What?
for years. Yeah, he could never remember Keeney, so he just called me Kiwi. So for the longest time, my
They
nickname was
almost
Kiwi.
fucking rhyme. How does he not remember that?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my god. They almost rhyme. I don't understand.
But yeah, that
Fair
was
enough,
mine,
though.
Kiwi.
Okay, Kiwi. All right, okay. It's the way that those nicknames come about always, right? A lot of it can have to do with names. Obviously, the both of you having to do with names. When we roll around to that, for me, it actually doesn't have to do with my name, interestingly enough. But
Okay.
going into the end of these questions here for you, as everybody gets to know you a little bit more about you, Kiwi. If you could be a part of any profession in the world, forget the education. It's all up here. You're ready to go, ready to rumble tomorrow. What are you doing? What are you getting into?
Astronaut. Hands down, would love to be an
okay.
astronaut. I know that's kind of stereotypical, but I don't know. It's just always like the fact of there's so much more out there that we've never seen. And just I'm a big believer that, we're not the only life in the universe, because I just think that's implausible. Like all the life just happens to be, on the one world we stand on. I just think that, it's just too convenient, So I think there is more out there where you think it's like stereotypical aliens come down on UFOs, abduct you, and probe Uranus, like whether it's like that or even just microscopic little beings on other worlds. Like they've already found like different planets that could sustain life, not human life, but they could sustain life. So the fact that they found those shows to me that that's just within our reach. We can't even see, light years and light years and light years away. And the universe is always expanding. It's always, it's always changing. Different things are affecting different planets, whether it's, all the way from like meteor showers, just it's finding a new orbit around a new star. There's different things that really affect how life can be. And even if it's just for a split second where there's life somewhere, I would love to be someone that could, help find that life. That's the astronaut for sure.
I like that line in Big Bang Theory, and it's like after Howard
Yeah,
gets
I
back
mean-
from having been in space, and he's having that discussion with Howard, and he's like, "You're just jealous. Admit it." And he's like, "I'll admit I had a hard time when you first told us that you're going to space, because that means they'll just let anybody go up there." Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well then, well, I guess what do you consider to be your proudest achievement, having looking back on everything you've achieved in life?
So there have been a few different things I've achieved, all the way from, spending 4 years in the military doing hood rat shit and never getting caught doing any of it. That's up there. But I'd say, you know, but same with TJ. I was picked on a lot as a kid in high school. Basically told that I wasn't going to amount to anything, and stereotypical bully stuff. Um, but realizing where I'm at now and just who I am as a person, amazing girlfriend, two amazing dogs, beautiful apartment that we live in, living on my own. Really didn't really know a whole lot about that because when I was 18, I joined the military, had the government pay for my housing, and now that I'm here, actually, doing it on my own, actually, you know, just really living and just being a part of society rather than just being kind of thrown somewhere and being told that, yeah, your food and your house is paid for, um, while being able to balance my work life and Twitch life and just content creation in general. Just finding that balance of what I need to do to really make everything work is probably my biggest achievement. Just being how I am right now, just me. I just feel like I'm my biggest achievement, and I'm constantly working on myself to make myself better.
Very inspiring. You hold yourself very well. I've always respected and loved that about you, dude. Is that you hold yourself very well. Yeah,
Appreciate that.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
just
I
I'm.
mean,
Go ahead, Connor.
go ahead. No,
Yeah,
you go
it's
ahead.
just that. Thank you. I'm never one to beat myself down and just like really I don't let myself get into my own head. Like, yeah, I go through my struggles. I go through, I always have, some like weighing on my back. It's like, you could be doing better. You could be doing more. Do this better. Just do differently. And I tell myself, like, you know what? If I'm going through a rough patch, I'm going through it for a reason. It's going to make me a better person. Like they say, what doesn't kill you makes you stronger. It's just I've never let myself get held down by my own personal weights, through my own mental issues, through my own just anything. I don't let myself get held down. I tell myself I'm going to be okay. I'm going to get through this, and I'm going to be a better fucking person because of this. And not only will I be better, I'll be able to share my experience with other people and maybe help them through a rough patch, because now that I've had the experience of going through that, I can help someone that's going through a similar experience and tell them how I got through it and how now they can become a better person. And the ripple effect, you help one person, they help a couple people, they help a couple people, and eventually,
Yeah.
you've affected a much bigger audience than you could ever possibly imagine that you did. People that you never will meet, you never will know, may be affected by something that, somewhere down the line, a mutual friend, all the way back down to you, learned from you. And I
Yeah.
always like to think like my actions have a bigger consequence than I think as well. So if I allow myself to show off that, I'm, man, fuck this, I'm done, I'm not going through this anymore, I'm no. And somebody sees that looks up to me, or someone sees that's going through something similar, they may, say the same thing, and they give up, and then it just again that's a negative ripple effect. Now all these people are going to be giving up, and just possibly because I didn't want to have the mental fortitude to push through it. So
Yeah. It's the knock-on effect with 6 degrees of separation, in a sense, I guess. Well, what about you? What about you, Connor? What kind of sparked that interest into the Twitch world and the streaming world, and yeah, what brought all this on?
My turn. It's interestingly enough, I've known about Twitch for quite some time, but I wasn't very actively watching streams like on a regular basis, even from when I first knew about it. But I actually first knew about Twitch because I was into playing Counter-Strike, and so I watched all the tournaments and pro games and things like that because they were always on Twitch. But I didn't get into following individual streamers until maybe sometime after that, and I was playing Counter-Strike very early on in Counter-Strike's run, within a few months of Global Offensive coming out. At least Counter-Strike is much older than that, but
Yeah.
Irregardless, I was into that and knew about Twitch, but it was at a later time, probably about 2000. I'm going to say 2016, 2015, 2016, somewhere in there. So even still 4 or 5 years ago, when I did start to watch some individual streamers and things like that. And I guess I just never really realized how possible it really was to just jump in and do it yourself, until a couple more years after that. So I've been streaming since, almost 2 years. I think my first official stream ever was around September 20th, 2018. So it's actually coming up my 2-year anniversary on here.
Hey.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
I can't believe that it's still going to this day. I never thought it would even take off the ground in any way, shape, or form anyway. But it's been almost 2 years now, and it really just started one night. Me and a friend of mine, a good friend of mine who I met through the internet. It's not somebody that I knew, my whole life or anything like that. Someone I met through the internet. We were just drinking one weekend night. I think it was a Friday, if I remember correctly. We were just having some drinks together, talking on Discord. We used to play games together all the time and stuff. But we were sitting there drinking and talking, and we were like browsing Twitch. We were just looking at streams, and we sat there and said, why are people watching this guy? Let's turn our stuff on now, and let's just do this. We're going to sit here and talk. We're going to have some drinks. And if anybody comes by and says, hey, we'll talk to them. We'll see. We'll just kind of see how that goes.
Yeah.
And so I took my phone, and I actually had this little tripod for it. So I took my phone and this little tripod, I put it on a shoebox on the edge of my desk. I had this app that you could use a wireless, it was wireless between your computer and your phone for a camera. And so I took that, I turned it on, and there I was on Twitch, just full screened, me sitting here just like this to my phone, and just sat there and talked to people.
Nice.
And I just sat there and talked to people. I had people come in, and weirdly enough, as I recall, I ended up having like a fair amount of people come around that day, just for somebody that was their first stream. I had a fair amount of people come around that day where I was like, that was fun, and they said they liked watching it. I want to do it again. And I pretty much, there was no easing my way into the water, dipping my toes in, pulling out, whatever. I just, from then forward, I've streamed almost every day since then. I have missed more than 2 days in a row 3 times in 2 years. And I jumped in from there, just from off of a whim, because I just threw it up and had fun doing it. And here I am today, still doing the same thing, really.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah, it's always interesting to like go into streamers' rooms that are like, they built their fan base, but it kind of seems like I could do that, but I think I could do that better. And just like taking ideas from other streamers as well, like even seeing like wow, they do that really well, I'm gonna implement that. But like like that was your motivation right there. Was basically seeing someone stream and I assume if you just happen across their stream, they're probably doing fairly well, and you were just like, I can do that too. And that's the beauty of Twitch as well. Is like anybody can do it. Like you can just as long you can bring in your own personality. If you can bring in your own personality and convey yourself, anybody can really do it. And that's basically how you started. Like you saw it and you were like, I want to do that too. I can do that. I can do it better. And now here you are. I'd say you're probably doing it better. You're a great guy. I like your streams.
Exactly. If these three guys here can do it, then yeah, you guys can certainly do it.
Oh yeah.
I would actually say though, it wasn't really me ever watching somebody else's stream and me thinking that I could also do the same. I guess I just threw it on, thinking that in that way, just thinking like I might as well. These other people are doing it and they're having a good time, so I might as well too. I never thought I'd be better than anybody, and I never thought anybody would care to watch me, ever. And but here we are, strong, a couple years later, with very very incredible, loyal, passionate, caring, wonderful community that has sprouted up from me 4 or 5 shots deep, throwing up my phone camera because I just felt like it on a Friday night.
Yeah.
And here's where we are.
That's super awesome. So kind of moving on, we were talking about, you were talking about your strengths as, like you never thought you'd be as big or, as strength as a streamer, or as strong, I should say, strong as a streamer, and you never thought you'd really build yourself up to this. What do you think you consider what do you consider your biggest strength, other than that beautiful man beard you got going on there, Mr. Lumberjack Man? What's your biggest strength?
As cliche as this is going to sound, really, because this is the narcissism question that was put in here for all of us a little bit here. But what is my biggest strength? I would really say that I care. That paired with a extremely strong memory. All right, my memory is impeccable. It is. I challenge you to challenge my memory, because you will lose. All right. So I pair that sort of my memory with that ability that I care about people. And you have plenty of streams where you can have people that they come in and they tell the streamer a little bit about themselves, and the streamer, through no fault of their own, the streamer talking to tens of dozens, if not hundreds or thousands of people a day, they're not going to remember every little detail or whatever.
Right.
I tend to. I remember small details. I remember where people are from. I remember that story they told me that happened to them when they were 14, and I remember their names and just all these little things about them that they tell me, and I pair that all together, and I think that it with that I really do care about people. I care about who comes through my stream. I care about my community very strongly, and that of course translates outside of streaming. I care very much for those close to me and friends and family and everything. But I care. I'd say that is my biggest strength, is that I tend to care probably far more than people would typically advise you to care about things, because there's things that are just there can be things out of your control and or of not general importance, but I tend to sort of hone in with people and care. I have a good rapport in that regard, so I'd have to say that.
He's also never lost a game of memory on Fall Guys either. I just want to just want to put that out there as well.
Okay, I might have, but it was because I was trying to debate people to fall off the edge, but that's neither here nor there.
Through no fault, it had nothing to do with the memory.
Nothing to do with my memory. Yeah.
Well, yeah. What about you? If you could travel back in time for that 10 years and give yourself a piece of advice, the younger version of you, What would that be?
I'd have to say 10 years. I would have to say I'd tell myself to take my time with just certain things in my life. Take time with them. Don't rush things. And I'd slap myself around and tell myself not to waste my brain the way that I wasted it for a few years in school. I didn't quite going into post secondary education. I didn't quite have a plan, and so I wish I'd have been more on top of that, because I didn't really have a plan, and then I did have a plan, and then I changed that plan. So I'm still sitting here taking classes, in school. I'm close to the end. We're almost there, but it's still, it set me back a ways to where I'd like to be a bit further on in things by now than I am. But I'd tell myself to really focus in and don't mess that up. Yeah.
For sure, yeah. And Thomas, you got the next question, I think.
Yeah, I do. So you got your advice, or what you'd give yourself an advice. So you're good at giving yourself things. So what would your last meal be?
My last meal. Okay. I'm a simple guy. I'm gonna put that out there. I'm a simple guy. So if I could have an appetizer, I'm gonna tell you what the appetizer would be. Now, as much as I do love garlic bread, and my community knows that, thus being on prominent display at most times in my channel, but I would have to actually say that I give the nod to my second favorite food, and it would have to be French fries, cheese, bacon, cheese, French fries,
Loaded fries.
Oh,
loaded
yes.
fries.
Hell
Love
yeah.
them. Okay, absolutely love loaded fries. Bacon.
yeah.
Get all the bacon on there and the cheese, and to get it all layered in there, just hot and fresh. I'd have to say that. I'd have to say that would be my appetizer. I'd love to dig straight to a big plate of that. I'd have to say that I'm simple. I'm not hard to please. I would like a traditional New York pizza. Traditional,
Okay.
real New York pizza.
Like
okay?
the big, like the mega slice stuff. You like the
big,
you have
the
to
big
like to
slices.
fold it in half to eat it almost.
The cheese just pulling it away from my face. The whole thing. I need somebody, a real New Yorker, to make that big slice of pizza pie, and that would be my main. Just there's nothing quite like it.
He wants the
Something quite
lady
like
in
it.
Picking
the
up the
tramp a
grease.
slice of pizza. Yeah.
Past that, pairing that up with something to drink. With that meal, it's hard to say. With that meal specifically, I don't think I would pair that up with an alcoholic drink, although obviously I do enjoy them. I would probably keep it fairly simple there. Again, just simple. I think I'd just like a nice pure sugar soda, specifically Jones Soda Company. All right, Jones Soda Company. They're Canadian. They make pure cane sugar sodas that are phenomenal in a whole variety of flavors. You can get custom ones made up with pictures on the labels of things that you want. They'll send you custom bottles in any flavor that you want. Yes, really.
I might have to do that and get a little display going.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll do custom bottles for you, and it's pure cane sugar, and every single one of them is heaven. It's no high fructose corn syrup there. If I don't drink soda much, but if I do, I make it count. And Jones would be my go-to there. Little side thing: if I was going to if I was going to have an alcoholic drink, if I was just sipping, meal's over, it's time for me to have a drink. I'm simply drinking a whiskey and club soda. That is my go-to drink.
Whiskey and club soda. Nice.
Yeah, just a whiskey and club soda. Outside that, though, to dessert, it's going to be weird to say this because I as I've stated a whole bunch, lots of people know I'm not a big chocolate guy. Like, I like chocolate, but some people, that's their candy. That's their go-to sweet. They gotta have chocolate. That is their thing. That's not quite how I am. But I would say that my ideal dessert, I'd like a triple chocolate layered fudge cake. That would have to be my dessert. Just a rich, deep chocolate. Would love it. That'd be my dessert.
Wow.
Yeah, you're really tempting me to go get a piece of that chocolate cheesecake that Elena has in the fridge right now. I'm telling you. Like, I'm not big on chocolate either, but like if it's done right, if it's done right.
If it's done right. And again, across the board, all pretty simple stuff. I'm not hard to please, not too fancy. I don't need Gordon Ramsay throwing around all the ingredients in the kitchen into some rare exotic meat. All right, that's all I got. I just need just keep it simple, and I'm a happy guy.
Yeah. So we know you as I guess we know you as Radio Jesus predominantly, and today I guess a lot of people learnt that Radio Jesus is actually Connor. What other nicknames have you gone by over the years? What was the nickname as a child?
So I played sports growing up, predominantly baseball. I played baseball from when I was 4 years old to when I was 18. I played all the way through high school. I coach it to this day, as a matter of fact, as well. I played on a lot of teams, lots of different guys and everything. But I actually had a couple of nicknames that had nothing to do with my name, but it was more so about the game that we all played. And the players, I had a nickname from the players, and I had a nickname from coaching staff when I was growing up. The nickname the players gave me was Mr. Band-Aid.
Mr. Band-Aid.
Mr. Band-Aid.
Elaborate.
Mr. Band-Aid. So Mr. Band-Aid came about from basically the fact that I was a tough SOB. I could get hit with balls. I could hurt my ankle or run into people, bang into them, cleats to the shins, and whatever the case may be, or whatever. And I always got right up. I never let any of that slow me down. I've always been a tough guy. I'd like to say that I have a fairly good tolerance for pain and everything on top of that, but they called me Mr. Band-Aid. They noted me that due to my resiliency when it came to injuries.
All right.
And the coaching staff called me Hoover. They called Hoover. So think about the vacuums.
Yeah.
Hoover vacuums. Yeah. They called me Hoover. I played in the infield my whole baseball career. I played second base, shortstop, and third predominantly. But especially in the middle infield at second and shortstop, my glove was a magnet. It was a vacuum cleaner. All right, so I was out there. I had a great glove. I played a great defensive second base and shortstop. They called me Hoover because, I just sucked everything up around me. Nothing got by me. So
that's awesome.
Those were a couple of mine. Yeah,
Hoover and Mr. Band-Aid.
Mm-hmm.
I like those. There you go.
Oh, yeah.
They're out there. You're never going to meet another guy who was nicknamed Mr. Band-Aid. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever heard anybody getting that nickname, but yeah, I like that. Interesting. So kind of switching gears, if you could be part of any profession in the world, forget about the education, what would it be?
Any profession in the world without education. So interestingly enough, so I would love to be, even when I was a kid, this was kind of like an initial sort of thing that I wanted to do. I would love to be an architect. Now, the unfortunate part of that is that my brain is quite stupid when it comes to
right.
I'll save a little bit of my dignity and say that it's quite stupid when it comes in particular to math. When it comes to higher level math and equations and things, my brain breaks, it catches fire. It is incapable of solving problems in that way. So that would never be available to me as a reality, but it was something I always wanted to do when I was a kid and everything. My grandfather was an architect, and I looked up to him, and I enjoyed what he did, and would have loved to have been able to do it myself, but here we are.
Here we are.
Yeah, 404 error found. Like, yeah, I'm the same with like higher level math, simple math and quick math. I'm pretty like, but
Yeah.
like the math that architects would use and know, forget about it.
Oh yeah,
Forget about
absolutely.
it.
Same here.
Yeah,
Same
Quick
here.
math.
yeah. Do you have a what would be the proudest achievement? Do you have one or?
I'd have to also give like a two-part to this one in a little bit of a way. I have to say that when I was in school, from grade 6 to grade 10, I went to a private Catholic school. Okay, very different environment from what I was used to, from what I came from, and was a very different environment. At different points, I had a hard time there, as most people do when they're in middle school, right? And that weird period and everything like that. But I ended up leaving there. It was my choice. I said I just wasn't going to do it anymore. It's not what I wanted, and I switched to a public school. And so I went to public school for my grades 11 and 12. And when I switched over, I went from a school that was pre-K through 12th grade that had about 450 students in it total across the entire school, all the grades. And when I switched schools, I ended up going to a school that had like 27 or 2,800 students in it.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Wow.
Went to a much bigger school, and I loved baseball, of course, right? I play, as I said, I was still actively playing through this time or whatever. I would have to say when I made the team, when I made the baseball team, when switching schools, was one of the proudest things of my life, because it was in that first year when I switched, and I was very proud of it, because I was playing in a big school. It is here in the States, the way that the schools are broken down, at least athletically and everything, into districts based on their size. And so this was a big school in a big state here in Texas, meaning there are a lot of students there, and there's a lot of competition.
Yeah.
And so I was there. I was in the top, counting up all the schools in the city or whatever. I was a top 50 ball player in a city of 250,000. All right.
Wow.
So I took that to be something I was very, very proud of, and still am, to this day. And the second part of that is, again, so I might be labeled as corny or cliche, but I am extremely proud of the Twitch community that I built. I'm very proud of it, looking into chat and seeing all those little badges and all those names, and seeing all those emotes, and seeing all those people that I see on a regular basis that are so happy to be here and be a part of my streams and what I do, and just sort of having that always there to fall back on. I pick them up when they need me, and they pick me up when I need them, and I'm very proud of that that whole thing that was built there, and I wouldn't trade it for anything. I'm very, very proud of it, and it drives me on a daily basis to keep it growing and keep it going.
There's so much that goes on, like, within the community as well. It's all like the little in jokes as well that people learn and become part of over time. I've got like sound bites that are in jokes. I play the NWO Wolfpack theme a lot on my stream, and that's all came about because there's a guy in my chat named NWO Ryan, and I loved the Wolfpack as a kid. He loved the Wolfpack as a kid, and we're like, dude, we got to play that theme, and then it just became a thing. Things like that go into to when you're creating your community, and it builds onto the community. It just makes it such a more fun place to be, for sure. That's really cool, man. Mr. Band-Aid. I like that. And I mean, you also play basketball as well, though, don't you? Or you grew up
Yeah.
playing basketball as well. You're a bit of a
Yeah.
basketball fan. You're tall as well. Does your chat know how tall you are? My chat doesn't know how tall you're. Like 6 foot or something, right?
6'2", actually.
6'2".
Yeah.
There you go.
Damn.
Damn,
not-
because he's not just some random. He does have he does have a torso from here down, guys. His legs as well.
Indeed.
They do exist.
Uh-oh.
Oh,
Is he
we've
frozen
lost
for
him.
you.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Oh,
Oh, there
hang
we
on.
go. He's catching up.
We've got lag spike.
Uh-oh.
I think we lost him. He's frozen.
Oh, boy.
This is not good. He'll be
Dude,
back
his-
with us in a moment, guys. I'm sure of it.
His Discord couldn't handle realizing that there's more below his,
Yeah,
below his
he's like,
torso.
Discord's like, what? He has legs?
There's what there? Why can't I see it?
Yeah, what? Oh my god. He's back. He's back.
Ah, there we go.
Discord couldn't handle the fact that you have legs, Connor. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, we've lost him again? Yeah, we've lost him again.
I think
Oh,
I'm.
I
I
can
think
hear-
I'm back. Yeah.
I can hear him
I'm back.
talking, but you're not
I
moving.
can hear him, but he's not talking. Yeah, maybe
Wait, what?
maybe yep, and back on again. There we go.
Fixed it.
There's that
well,
pretty face.
Sorry about that. I don't know. I just had a hitch there with the internet. Don't know what happened there.
It happens. It's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blame COVID. I'm sure somehow it's to blame.
Yeah. Well, guys, we are going to, with the podcast, the direction we wanted to take it was we wanted to bring you guys getting to know us, obviously, along with some fun segments that we're going to take on and go with our guests. So these are segments you'll be seeing weekly, rapid fire questions. We're also going to be adding other segments into the podcast as well, like a would you rather, and things like that. But rapid fire questions is always a good fun way to get to know somebody rather fairly quick. Who's got first for rapid fire?
Well, we can wrap it back around in the order that we started in here, and take it up to you first.
All right.
If you're
Fire away.
ready to roll with that.
Yeah.
If you want to go right ahead, Thomas, you know him. You've known him longer. You hit him with those questions, huh?
All right, sounds good. So, TJ, what is the strangest thing you have ever eaten?
A scorpion.
Scorpion?
Yeah.
All right. Are you a morning or night person?
Night.
Favorite superhero?
Ooh, Hulk.
If you could be any animal, what would it be?
Tiger.
Least favorite beverage?
Least favorite beverage, VB.
Favorite song?
Favorite song, Chaos by I Prevail.
All right. First thing that you would buy if you won $1 million?
First thing, I'd buy my dad a house.
All right. How do you like your steak cooked?
Medium rare. Of course, that's the only right answer.
Of course, right? Anything
It's the
above that,
only-
you're just
Oh,
wrong.
that could start a whole firestorm from the right crowd. I tell you what.
Right. Last movie that made you cry?
Last movie that made me cry. It wasn't a movie, it was a TV show. It was Big Bang Theories. When Professor Proton dies and Leonard goes to the funeral and gets back, and he tries to explain, oh, this is what the funeral is like, and Sheldon has like this like moment where the germaphobe thing he doesn't care about any of that. He just needs a hug. And I was like, oh my God. I teared up.
Dogs or cats?
Dogs.
Pineapple on pizza, yes or no?
Fuck yes. I mean, hell yes. Sorry for my profanity. Yes, hell yes.
Oh yeah, watch your fucking mouth, TJ.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the steak, the pineapple, it can go a whole. That's a good thing. We keep people out of that. We just
Cats and dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nickname your parents used to call you.
Tezza.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a driver are you?
I'd say a 7 or 8.
All right.
Pretty good.
First celebrity crush.
Yasmin Bleeth.
Favorite junk food?
Actually, I'll take back that last one. Eliza Dushku probably actually was my first celebrity crush. Eliza
Okay.
Dushku. Sorry, favorite
Junk food.
junk food. Wow. Twisties. I eat a lot of twisties. Do you guys have twisties out there? Cheese twisties? They're basically just cheese flavored chips.
I'm gonna take a guess that they're pretty close to some things that we got
Yeah.
out here that are
Yeah.
Yeah.
Climb a mountain or jump from a plane?
Jump from a plane.
Have you ever stolen anything?
Yes.
Okay, hold on.
Yeah.
He's got to elaborate.
Yeah.
did you steal?
What was it? And why?
It's nothing like hectic. I've never stolen from like a shop or whatever, but hell yeah, I've stolen. Like my sisters used to, when they were a little bit older than me and old enough to start getting pocket money, they started buying sweets, lollies, things that kids buy with their pocket money. And this one time, my sister bought an ice cream called a Maxi Bon. One half is like an ice cream sandwich, like between two biscuits. The other half is like an actual chocolate covered ice cream. So it's a half thing. She went and bought this Maxi Bon and put it in the freezer. And she's like, "Nobody touch my Maxi Bon. That's my dessert." I think she went and had a nap, and that, I'm telling you right now, that ice cream didn't make it for her dessert. I ate it. I stole it and ate it. And I'm not sorry.
I'm not sorry. I'll do it again.
Yeah.
What's your shoe size?
Shoe size, I am at size 9. Yeah, size 9.
All right.
Okay, size 9. Is
US, that's the US size.
Oh, that's a US size.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I know UK and US are only like one size off anyway. So
Yeah.
okay.
And then last but certainly not least, what's your favorite alcoholic beverage?
Jack and Coke.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go. I'm going to hit you back with these. Actually, I'll let Connor hit you back with those questions. Thomas?
All right. Sounds good.
All right. Strangest thing you ever eaten?
Tarantula.
Morning or night?
Definitely night.
Who's your favorite superhero?
Captain America.
If you could be any animal, what would it be?
Meerkat, of course.
What is your least favorite beverage?
Other than Dr. Pepper, anything cherry. Like anything artificial cherry flavor that's supposed to be cherry flavored.
What is your favorite song?
Worst Mistakes by I Am J. Kill and Josh A.
If you won $1 million, what would you buy?
Definitely pay off my parents' mortgage and probably get them new cars.
How do you like your steak cooked?
Medium rare, of course.
That answer seemed a little bit forced.
Oh yeah. No.
Made you cry.
Avengers
Last movie that made you
Endgame.
cry. Okay.
Avengers
okay.
Endgame. Yep.
Cats or dogs?
Dogs, of course, got 2 of them.
Pineapple on pizza?
Yes, always.
Nickname your parents used to call you?
Poop butt.
Okay, no, stop. Hold up. Elaborate. We're not gonna brush over poop butt like we're not gonna brush over poop butt like it's just poop butt.
Yeah.
I'm going to be fair. I feel like that's probably fairly self-explanatory, but I'll let him take a crack at it anyway.
All right. So basically, when I was really little, and I was still in diapers, of course, you're in diapers, you poop your pants. Well, what I would do apparently, I don't remember this, but I would poop, and then I would hide, and my parents just couldn't find me. Like I would just hide in random places because I don't know if I was just embarrassed, if I wanted to make a game out, I don't know. But I would poop in my diaper and then just run off and hide somewhere. And my parents wouldn't realize that I had pooped until they could smell it like across at the time we lived in a trailer, and they'd smell it across the trailer and be like, all right, where the hell is my son? I need to change his diaper. So yeah, they started calling me poop butt.
Oh, okay. Context. It's everything.
Yeah,
exactly.
That's I gotta say that was probably right in line with my explanation for why they would call you that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how good of a driver are you?
I'm gonna say 9, just because I've never gotten a speeding ticket and I've never been in an accident, and I've been pulled over twice in my entire life. But if I hadn't been pulled over, I'd say 10.
But how long you been driving?
Since I was 16. So
How old are you now?
I'm 21, about to be 22. So about 5 years, 6 years.
So you
like that.
got about
Bad
5
enough.
years of okay. All right. First celebrity crush.
Megan Fox.
Okay.
Transformers. Was it Transformers?
It was Transformers.
Transformers movies. Yep. Or washing the car, if I remember correctly, something like that.
Oh yeah.
There's that memory kicking in, Connor.
It's there. So it's been about 12, 13 years, but hey, it's still there.
Still there.
Your favorite junk food?
Favorite junk food? Probably Reese's peanut butter cups.
Okay. All right. Peanut butter chocolate. Climb a mountain or jump from a plane?
Definitely skydiving. Jump out of a plane. I'm assuming I have a parachute when I'm jumping out of this plane.
Okay.
Yes.
Really, that's interesting. I'll take a sidebar here. You both said jumping from a plane. Why jumping from a plane over climbing a mountain?
How many people have died on Mount Everest, and how many people have died skydiving?
I don't know if that's a.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's. I don't know if that's a.
I'm just saying.
I'd have
Just
to
saying.
say, skydiving is not like zero.
It's not zero, but it's not in the thousands, I'm sure. And that's just one mountain.
I chose it because I've never done it. Never skydived.
Oh, okay.
Me
Yeah,
neither.
that's
All
why I
right.
chose it. Yeah.
Have you ever sold anything, Thomas?
I have, and you want me to elaborate?
I do.
Again, so when I was younger, I was probably like 4 or 5. You remember those Hubba Bubba rolls where like it was like the gum and you like I don't know if you had those in Australia, but it was like a roll of gum basically where like you just pull on it and you could bite it off.
Yeah.
I had never had one of those. Like I said, it was probably 3 or 4, and I wanted one. So I didn't realize that you had to pay for it. So I kind of stole it, but I didn't realize I was stealing. Didn't realize what I was doing. So I grabbed it, put it in my pocket from the gas station, and walked outside. And when I pulled it out in the car, my mom was like, "Where the hell did you get that?" And I was like, it's me. I was like, "Oh, I grabbed it off of the shelf." And they were like, "I didn't pay for that." So I had to go inside, apologize to the clerk that was there, and hand them $5 and let them keep the change. It was like $1, $1.99, something like that. So it's like they made me go inside and apologize for stealing it.
Lesson learned.
Okay.
Right.
All right. Yeah. I mean, wholesome lesson at the end of that. What's your shoe size?
10.5.
Okay. Favorite alcoholic beverage?
I'd say Maker's Mark. Love Maker's Mark.
Top shelf. Jack.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Maker's 46 back there.
Oh.
Right on. Good
Yeah.
answers across the board there. Kiwi, Poopy Butt. These names.
Yeah. Kiwi and
I'm
Poopy
getting
Butt.
them down.
All right.
They're gonna ask me 10 years from now, and I'm still gonna remember.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the weirdest nickname you've heard someone called? Oh, Poop Butt, obviously.
Yeah. Poop Butt. Yeah.
Yeah, you've never heard of that?
Yeah. Well, Connor, you're in the hot seat now, bud.
right.
Are you ready for some quick, rapid fire questions?
Absolutely.
All
Hit me
right.
with 'em.
Here, I'll hit you with them. What's the strangest thing you've ever eaten?
Crickets.
Morning or night person?
Nice.
Favorite superhero?
Batman.
If you could, if you could be any animal, what would you be?
A sloth.
Slots
All
behind
right.
you. Your least favorite beverage?
Ooh. Rapid fire caught me off guard for the least favorite beverage. Ooh. My opinions are just so not strong when it comes to beverages, I guess.
We can come back to it.
Yeah, come back to it. Hit
Yeah.
me with it. I'll try to answer it quicker next time. Yeah.
What's the most played song on your Spotify playlist? What's the favorite song?
My favorite song is "Boots of Spanish Leather" by Bob Dylan.
Oh, there you go.
Ooh.
Oh, Bob. I love Bob Dylan. He's cool. If you won $1 million, what would you buy?
I think I'd give the same answer as you guys. I think I'd help the parents out, finish off their mortgage, then set myself up.
Yeah.
New house for me.
Yeah.
That'd be the play.
How do you like your steak cooked?
I'll join in unison here with the medium rare.
All right, good.
Yeah, good. Correct answer.
About to get banned real quick.
Yeah. User is banned from your channel. What was the last movie you that made you cry?
I'd have to say it was A Dog's Purpose.
I don't
A
think I've
Dog's
You
seen
guys
that.
familiar with that
Purpose.
movie?
Is it something like Marley and Me or something?
So think Marley and Me, and then think inject it with steroids and make it 10 times worse. Yeah. If you actually want to force yourself to cry for any reason whatsoever, that's the one. Yep.
Yeah,
I promise.
I feel like
if you
just
don't
with
watch
the
that movie
name-
and cry, yeah, you don't have a soul. If you don't cry on that one. Yeah.
I feel like this is like some like where the red fern grows, but like just the ending, but that's the entire movie.
Old Yeller, but times 10.
Yeah.
God.
Cats or dogs?
I'm actually going to dissent here, and I'm going to say cats. Though I love dogs, growing up, I didn't have a dog until a few years ago. I had cats all the way through, and cats are very mild mannered, and they're chill. I like their vibes. You know, dogs, depending on the dog, they can get a little unpredictable. You know, especially some of those smaller ones. They're jumping all over the place. They're
What? Oop.
Oh, there he is. I was gonna say, as you guys can see with my dogs, I apologize for them. Been
Oh,
trying
I
to keep them down,
AFK'd. I AFK'd for some reason here.
Oh.
My apologies.
all right.
all
I'll
good.
spread back away with the names. Yeah. Sorry. Continue.
Oh yeah, I was just saying, apologize for my dogs. Like you're saying, like they're really mild mannered. Cats are. They're kind of like just leave me alone. I'll leave you alone. But like as you can see with Hades, he's just all over the place trying to bite his brother's legs and stuff. Trying to keep him down.
Yeah. All right then. Moving on. Pineapple on pizza. Yes or no?
No.
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 Really?
No. You heard me talk about pizza earlier. I'm a purist. All right. Keep that fruit off my pizza. Pineapple, favorite fruit. Pizza, favorite food. Not together.
There you go.
Really? You don't like
go.
the sweet salty combo? All right.
Nickname your parents used to call you.
Twinkle toes.
Okay. Again. Elaborate.
Yeah, we're elaborating.
So I think it was. I was actually talking about this just the other day. I think it's a two-pronged deal. I believe it's because I enjoyed my. I wasn't like a rambunctious child, like troublemaker, but like I had a lot of energy and liked to play. You know, I like to play outside. I play, as I said, played sports all growing up and everything, but I like to play outside. So I was very active on my feet. And on top of that, I believe the second part of that is that my feet are very, very ticklish.
Oh.
And
right.
yes, if you target my feet, you're going to get hurt.
Dude, that's how I am too. Like I'm super ticklish. Like it's game on whenever someone tries to tickle me.
Yeah. I never had ticklish feet, but I freak out at other things with my legs and feet. But yeah. Yeah. Yeah, on a scale from 1 to 10, how good of a driver are you?
Okay, so since we were using Thomas's metric, was that he's been driving for 5 years, no pullovers, or 2 pullovers, no tickets, right? And no accidents, and you're giving yourself a 9, I got to go 10. Never pulled over, never a ticket, never an accident.
All right.
Yeah.
I think
In more
I
years
graded
driving.
myself the lowest. Yeah.
Well, what
been-
about you? Did you have tickets or accidents or anything?
I've been driving since I was 16. I'm nearly 35. I rode off one car, and I I was sitting at the lights and had another girl that was texting on her phone, ram up the back of my car and wrote it off. So I've written off 2 cars, but I've had a speeding ticket. Yeah. Fixed camera got me. So yeah.
They made those illegal here.
Yeah. So yeah, fixed camera got me, but yeah, there we go. Who was your first celebrity crush?
Emma Watson.
Ooh, Harry Potter.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Yeah.
And your favorite junk food?
Cheez-Its.
Cheez-Its. All right,
Yeah,
never
you
heard
have
of them. They
Cheez-Its there?
probably no.
They're little square cheese crackers. They have them in different flavors and stuff, and they're very good.
They are. Dry out your mouth really quick though.
I'm going to say climb a mountain because for the opposite reason that you chose jump out of a plane, but because I've done it before. So I know I'm capable. I'll do it again. Planes though, planes, I'm generally okay with planes. Heights in general though, no. No.
I saw the same.
Tingly feet.
I saw the same.
Twinkly
Nobody's scared
toes
of
when I'm up on the
heights.
heights.
Nobody's scared of heights. They're just scared of falling. That's what I've heard. Yeah. Unless you have a weak heart.
Yes, and as I'm sure that I'll go ahead and elaborate here. On a few occasions, there's been things that were accidents. Of course, I think that is pretty common with most people. You just legit accidentally steal something. Well, mine was an accident, but in a bit of a different way than just you left it in the cart and didn't check it out, didn't put it up there, nobody saw it, whatever. So I was actually in a store with a girlfriend a few years ago. It was Target actually, and we were picking up a few things, just regular things or whatever. But we were also going over to pick up a bottle of warming oil, massage oil. All right. Everybody's got to love a little bit of warming massage oil. Okay. So I had it in my hands. I just picked it up to look at it. Right. I had it in my hands. The power went out in Target. The entire store went black. The power went out. Okay. I took the bottle. It was just instinctively, I took the bottle and I put it in my pocket and swapped it out for my phone to get my phone out to get the flashlight out. Well, I put it in my pocket. Right. And I had the phone with a flashlight, and I was walking around the store. We were making our way towards the front because it was just like, okay, what the hell are we supposed to do now? The entire power is off. The computers aren't on. And we get up to the front, and we're just standing around with everybody else or whatever. And the power came back on. They got the power back on, probably a backup generator or something. They got the power back on, and they got the system back online. Everybody checked out and everything. But I'm getting in the car. I'm putting the phone back in my pocket, and I go, oh, well, that's mine now, I guess. And
Whoops.
yeah, I mean, I would have gladly paid the $8 for it, but here we are. Free warm massages on me, I guess.
Yeah, right.
You bad man.
Right?
Horrible.
Yeah.
Horrible. I've committed atrocities.
All right, Mr. 6'2", what's the shoe size, mate?
13.
Ooh.
13. That's a Bigfoot. That's Bigfoot. That's what you should have been called.
Yeah, right. That's your new nickname, Bigfoot.
Yeah. Here we are. Hey, there's the flipper.
There you go.
That's what we'll be calling you, flipper.
The flipper. There we go.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys remember. I don't know if you're too young to remember him, but the Australian-born swimmer, he was a gold medalist swimmer, Ian Thorpe.
Name sounds familiar.
Yeah, he held so many of the world records for such a long time before Peter Van den Hoogenband came and smashed him, and then after that was Michael Phelps. But Ian Thorpe had feet like, they called him Flipper because his feet acted as like flippers. That was so big. So he's such a tall dude, as swimmers are. But yeah, That just reminded me that shoe reminded me of old Ian Thorpe with these flipper feet.
I'll throw in there, since the internet all went janky on me. I was going to answer your question then when we were talking about that, but I'm not the tallest dude out there, but I am 6'2", and I did play baseball, and I played basketball, and I actually played a little bit of hockey too when I was a teenager. So I did dabble quite a bit athletically. I just wanted to finish that up.
Hey, now you're an all-star. Yeah.
Football and wrestling is where I maxed out.
Yeah. I was a swimmer when I was in school. I used to smash everybody. I was a great swimmer, and then I just never pursued it after high school. Yeah.
I could see that.
Yeah. What's your favorite alcoholic beverage?
Boy, I would have to say my go-to is club soda and Johnny Walker Black.
Yeah.
As is sitting there. Yeah. That's my go-to.
And we got to circle back, mate. I'm sorry. What's the least favorite?
Oh yeah, least favorite. So it came to me. Diet Sunkissed.
Diet Sunkissed.
Oh, I could see it. I don't know what it is. Diet sodas always just taste so much worse.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Diet sodas to me are like a 90-10 for trash to okay, tolerable. And it's just not even close like that. But I have to say that, and the reason I say that specifically, I grew up, my parents being older parents as they are or whatever, I was not allowed to have sodas until 12 o'clock p.m. on Saturday, and then I could have them from the rest of the day. Mm-hmm. I could have them the rest of the day, and then I could have them Sunday. And of course, they're older, so there's not even any good sodas in the house or anything either. They're all diet this and diet that, and sugar-free this and whatever.
Yeah.
Right.
And so I'm sitting here drinking this trash, and I'd have to say, thinking back on it, that was the worst. That was that was the worst.
They taste worse. They're actually worse. They're not as good for you as the regular drink. Diet's actually worse for you. So yeah. Well, guys, I think that's it for community questions. We got some questions from our community about the community wanting to get to know us. I was getting a little bit too ahead of myself there. The community wanted to get to know us, and you guys submitted questions. And right now, I'm going to have you guys read those questions out to us, and we'll get to know each other a little bit more before we wrap it up.
I mean, first off, do we all have a couple questions, or?
Yeah, I've got 4. I've got 4 questions.
Okay. I'll go ahead and I'll knock mine out and let you guys roll after that. I'll knock mine out to you guys though. We had what makes you really angry? Simple as that.
People that are constantly just in your way. I actually made a TikTok about it. People that are like in the far left lane that are driving. It might be opposite for you, Terry, like the passing lane. But like people that just ride in the passing lane or the speeding lane. I nicknamed it the zoom go fast, get the fuck out of my way lane. People that like sit in that lane doing the speed limit or below and getting lapped by semi trucks on the other side. Like that, those type of people that are just so inconsiderate of people around them that don't realize that people, like other people, need to do something as well. Just people that is take their sweet, like there's nothing wrong with taking your time to get something done right. But if you're inconveniencing other people because you can't manage a simple task and do it properly, that just that makes me very mad.
Yeah.
All right, so you're very go zoom. What about you, TJ?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's actually. I can be a pretty calm person 99% of the time, but there's something that really, really, really grinds my gears are people that are bigots or racists. I have my fuse will go from a mile long to an inch long with racists and bigots. People that are just that will pick on somebody based on the color of their skin or their religion or a gender they may identify as. I have absolutely zero time and zero patience for people like that. So
Just closed-minded people.
closed-minded people. If you're a closed-minded person, find a mirror, look deep into the mirror, and uppercut yourself because you're a fool.
Exactly.
That I have zero. I just. Oh my god! It boils my blood. People that are like that boil my blood. Yeah.
I just can't believe people are like that. Just
Yeah.
like how, like, yeah.
Yeah, of course.
What about yourself,
completely
Connor?
understandable. Oh, for myself, what gets me really angry is people that are misinformation. That gets me very angry. You scroll through social media spheres these days, or wherever else, and people just blatantly going along with falsities, I guess is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, please,
Are we? I think we've lost
Oh,
him
no.
again. This poor guy and his internet.
Oh,
so
no.
I'm a journalism student. Okay, so
Oh boy.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy!
hello?
Yep,
Hello?
we're losing you.
I think
Okay.
you're caught up now.
Yep, you're caught up. We're back.
I think we're sorry.
If maybe,
I don't know what's
you want
happening
to, if
tonight.
maybe you want to recap that, that's fine. That's fine. If you want to recap.
Just quickly, I'm a journalism student, so it is the very like core of what I do, what I study, that is about documenting, checking and documenting with separate individual sources and confirming information. So
Yeah.
when I see things posted across the internet or wherever else that are simply not true, all I ever ask from anybody, we could disagree about anything on from the simplest things as to pineapple on pizza to the deep economic policies of world trade, but please just be informed. You know, do your own research and please be informed and please make sure that what you read and what you're seeing is accurate. Please
Fact check yourself before you post something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Yeah. To swing, just to finish off my questions, just another one was what's the best gift you ever received and the worst gift you ever received?
Best gift I ever received, a car. A very close mate of mine rocked up to my house a little over a year ago now, it was, and said, come with me, we're going for a drive. We drove to a car yard. Him and his partner had just had a son. And in my head, I thought, oh, they're looking for a new car, family car. And he goes, oh, what do you think of this car? I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good. And he goes, cool, it's yours. I'm buying it for you today. I was like,
wow.
What? And he's like, yeah, I'm buying you a car, bro. You need a car. I'm buying you a car. And
that's a good friend.
Yeah. I was like, dude, I can't afford a car. Like, I can't afford to pay back a car. Like, that's why I don't have a car right now. I was in a tough spot financially at the time, and he's like, actually, no, this was nearly 2 years ago. Actually, it was 2 years ago. And he was like, I don't want the money back. I don't need the money back. I'm buying you a car. And probably the best gift ever received. Worst gift I've ever received. Pair of socks. Who gives somebody socks? Come off. Yeah, socks. Boring. Put more thought into it. And there was nothing on the socks. It was just a pair of white socks with a blue stripe on them.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Thomas, what do you think? Best and worst?
Oh. The best gift would definitely have to be when my girlfriend came home and surprised me with our newest puppy, Hades. That was amazing because I've been wanting a dog like him for the longest time, and he was exactly what I was looking for. And we both loved him very much. Well, love him very much, and she was like, Thomas is gonna love this. So that's best. Worst. Oh man. Worst gift. I've never really. I don't know. I've always tried to appreciate a gift, but I have to say the worst gift would probably be from. So my grandparents on my stepdad's side are very healthy eating people, especially his mom, and I absolutely hate hummus because I don't know why I just can't stand chickpeas. and she had made hummus, like homemade. And I felt so bad knowing that I'm never gonna eat this, but at the same time, she knew that I hated hummus and still gave me this big ass thing of hummus, and then tried to tell me that I need to eat it because it's good for you and it'll make you healthier. And I was like, for one, it was like kind of like a backhanded gift because I was like, first of all, like I'm already in pretty good shape. Second of all, I don't like this. I don't. So I'd say that's probably the worst right there.
He's a treadmill.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, yeah.
That Peloton commercial that caught heat over here.
Yeah.
So I guess to answer the question myself, best gift I've received was not necessarily the most money wise, like financially or anything like that, but just when I was a kid and I wanted, it was Christmas 2006, I guess. And I wanted very, 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 very badly. I wanted an Xbox 360 when they had come out. I wanted one very, very badly, and I told them, you can get the, as I remember, I think it was called the Party Edition or some crap like that, and it was like the lowest one that had like hardly any memory on it and stuff, and it was just like, that's like, I'll take that. It doesn't have to be anything crazy. And they went a step above and they bought me like the full one and for Christmas and gave it to me. And I, of course, didn't know it was coming. I didn't think I could actually get them to buy that for me, and they did. And I was very appreciative, and it's best gift, still in my closet now. And secondly, worst gift was definitely at work. We did like a thing at this restaurant I used to work at. We did like a gift exchange thing. And for Christmas one year, and I didn't particularly hate the thing itself. It was a sweater. It was a fine sweater. It was okay. But the thing that I hated about it was that it had like little lights on it. And so it was like you couldn't wash the damn thing. So I got a sweater that you can't wash because there's electronics in it. So it was like, I mean, it's cool. It's a gimmick, but it's I can't wear it more than 2 or 3 times before.
It smells like ass.
Yeah, that was the worst. Yeah, that was the worst.
Wow. I never got. I've seen those before, but yeah. What's it like? How do you wash those? Is there a way to wash those? Is it you get a damp cloth and dab it or something? Is
maybe dry clean?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
As far as I knew, for the one I had, you couldn't wash it in any traditional way. So I think I still have it. Weirdly enough, it's never been washed. I probably wore it 3 times and then just didn't wash it and kept it because I didn't know what else to do with it. Right? I had one more question. I think is a great general question for everybody here, which was in the time that you've been streaming, what is your favorite favorite moment on stream?
Oh,
I've got one.
I'll let you go.
I
go right
was
ahead.
live doing my a 24-hour stream. This has kind of been recently, and we're nearing the end of the 24-hour stream, probably about 3 hours out, and I get a follower. Just a new follower to the channel, but that follower was the person that ticked me over to 5K followers. That was like a big goal of mine. I saw, you see the numbers start going up. And Thomas and I used to have discussions like, oh, what are you at now, dude? Like, oh, you're at 1,000. Oh, I'm at 1,200. Oh, now you're at 1,200. And it was kind of, we were like neck and neck there for a long time. And then I saw people, other channels that were like nearing that, like they're past the 5K mark. And I was like, that's my goal. I want to get to 5K followers. If I can get to 5K followers, that's my next benchmark, my next goal. And yeah, we achieved it live on stream during a 24-hour stream. It was, I was very, very, very happy. That's probably my best memory being on live on stream. Yeah.
And it's a great one to have. Yeah. Thomas, what do you think?
I think I'm gonna go with. So a lot of people that know about DOJ and how DOJ Media Team works, right? You'll gain a lot of followers and a lot of viewers for playing DOJ. I think my favorite moment on stream was when it was the stream after I had left DOJ, and I'd made like the stream before that was I'm leaving DOJ. This is it. This is me leaving my DOJ stream, The very next stream, I still had about 30 people come in for that next stream. And just made me feel good because a lot of people that left DOJ and left the media team, their viewership just immediately died. Like TJ, you know all about that. You and Sosa Vinci are like the two people that I know that were able to leave DOJ and still maintain a solid viewership. Yeah, it trickled down a little bit after more people realized that I left, but just that stream, that it made me realize that my career as a streamer was not going to be based on DOJ, and that was my moment that I was like, that's it. You know, this is it. Like, it's not going to be just DOJ. These people are here for me. They're not here for DOJ streams.
Yeah.
I'd say that's probably my favorite moment.
Yeah.
I'd have to say to answer that question too. I'd have to say mine might be the completion of my 24-hour subathon that I did a few months back. That was a big accomplishment. Like, that was a big achievement to me. I felt like for all the times that I've seen plenty of people do 24-hour streams, some people that do them regularly, you know, that it's not like it's the craziest thing on the planet. It's been done, but it sort of felt like in an unofficial way, not being tallied anywhere in any way, but it was sort of like a rite of passage thing to me. With being here and doing that. Of course, on top of that, reaching 1,000 followers, the first 1,000 was a hell of a feeling. Really, it was like the culmination, as I said, from the guy that threw on his iPhone camera one Friday night to that in 8 months or whatever the case was, and that was a hell of a thing that I was very proud of. But I think I'd have to say, overall, it's the completing the 24-hour, crossing that finish line for like as hard as it gets for those out there that have done 24 hours. People that know when especially when you're about 19 or so hours deep, that gets real hard when you're that far in, and it was like it was a rite of passage sort of thing. It was an accomplishment that I'm very proud of.
People don't realize, a lot of people will come to the stream, they'll stick it out for a few hours with you, they'll go and have themselves some dinner, they'll shuffle off to bed, they'll get up in the morning, they'll rejoin the stream. It's so draining mentally and even physically to be awake and alert and interacting with someone for 24 hours straight. And but you're right, I felt like it was a rite of passage too. And my first one was, I was sitting here falling asleep by the end of it almost. Like, it's a tough thing to do.
It's rough.
It's a tough thing to do, but it's definitely very rewarding. And we all have fantastically supportive communities that help us get through those tough streams. So.
Oh, they did. They were propping me up Weekend at Bernie style. You know, I was crossing the finish line there, but I'd have to say, after seeing streamers do it, like I've seen other streamers do it, I know it's possible, but it was just like actually doing it was a different thing, because it was really like, wow, that was quite a bit tougher than I think people that have never done it realize. Like how, as you said, physically and mentally draining to have to be alert and doing what you're doing for 24 hours. It's something else.
I've had one guy do the full 24 hours with me both times that I did the 24 hours. He sat in my chat and hung out with me and chatted and played games and stuff. That's Arlo Gun. If you guys don't know Arlo Gun, go follow his channel, Arlo Gun 3. And another guy who is one of my moderators, he stuck it out with me on the first one. I can't remember if it was the first or second one, but he stuck it out for, I think it was like 21 hours. He did almost the entire thing. I think he went and got like 3 hours of sleep somewhere in the middle. But I think he did like 20, 21, 22 something hours. Huge effort. That's Z Brunner. If you guys don't know Z Brunner, go check out his channel.
I had 3 do it with me. Three of my people did it with me, and that was amazing.
That's awesome.
They got me across the finish line at the end too. I rejoined earlier in the stream. I hung out in Discord with people, and then went off to do the games and things that I did throughout the night. And they dragged me across the finish line at the end. Getting in there and being alert and talking to them and stuff really really helped me get across.
Yeah.
But I cede to you guys and your questions.
Am I up next? Or do you want to go
Yeah,
next?
no,
TJ?
I don't have any questions, so I'm gonna let you fire away.
All right, sounds good. So I got a couple of them. So first one is, if you could change one thing about your past that wouldn't change the future or the present, what would it be?
Go for it, Connor.
I think I'd have to say again, sort of as I said earlier in one of my other answers about the past advice to myself, I would have to say it would be that me being a bit more diligent on the ball, have it more together in regards to kickstarting my post high school life and like college, how I handled the beginning of college.
Yeah, I'd probably say something similar, just more so going back to what we said with school, probably just paying more attention in school. It probably would have better prepared me in a lot of ways for what was to come after school. So probably that, yeah. What about yourself?
So for me, like you guys talked about, like school, doing better in school. Again, with the past advice, making sure I can actually afford something before I buy it. I think I'm gonna have to stick with that one. Making sure that I actually properly save, like learn about finance, how it actually works, how to actually properly build your finances up until you're solid. Just be smart with money. That's one thing I just wish I was smarter with my
Build
money
that
than I was.
portfolio, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. All right, and then the second question is this may be a little bit of an embarrassing one, but we'll see what we can do. What is the worst thing you have ever done?
Ooh,
The
Yeah.
worst thing I've ever done.
In terms of what?
Just in general, I'd say as long as it's not illegal. I'm sure that we've all accidentally broken a law here or there by accidentally broken law. But just the worst thing, maybe intentional or unintentional, whether it was just being kind of a shitty human to somebody, which I kind of doubt any of us would be. But just the worst thing that, like, whatever you think objectively is the worst thing that you've done.
Okay, I'll give you just a couple quick ones. Not really long-winded, but I was 100% guilty of bullying other kids and stuff when I was like middle school and stuff. The way I look at it now, though, it wasn't to the degree of where we were hammering someone into the dirt. You know what I mean?
Right.
It was more sort of like in a boys' Catholic private school. There was just a lot of the, like, I don't know what the right word is outside of like saying sort of just banter and just everybody just kind of breaking balls. You know what I mean? And so I don't feel good about it now, but I don't think any of us do. So
Right.
it's
I think
one
we're
of
all
those
guilty.
things. Yeah, I like, and I mean for the people around me in school at that time, I don't think anybody feels good about that, but it was what it was when you're 13 and you're breaking everybody else's balls and whatever the case may be. That would be my one where I do feel some regret there and feel bad about that. Yeah.
The worst thing I've probably done, and it was a chance for me to be the bigger man and take the higher road, and I didn't do it. I was in the pub one night, and my high school bully tried to I got beat up a lot by this dude in school. Saw me in the pub and tried to apologize, and I threw a drink in his face.
Damn.
Yeah.
Mm.
He put his hand
That's-
out and tried to apologize, and I threw my drink in his face. Yeah. He made my life. He made my life hell for years and years and years, and thought that it could all be fixed with, "Oh yeah, sorry about that, mate." Yeah. So I threw a drink in his face and told him to
Fair.
F off. So Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
proud of that, and it's probably the worst thing I've probably done to someone, and I'm surprised that a fight didn't break out. But yeah.
As I said, like in my situation there with myself too, there is just I feel bad about it now. As I said, it was never so hard that it ruined people's experiences with being able to wake up and go to school. You know what I mean? But it was
Right.
just like I do feel bad about it regardless, and it's not because I was the only person doing it or something. Literally everybody did. It was just, and some people much harsher and more disgusting than anything I could have ever done. But I feel bad about it. Irregardless, I feel bad about making some fun of somebody's height or the way their voice sounded or whatever. I feel terrible about it now.
Yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So for me, mine's a little bit of a longer story, but I'm gonna try to condense it down as much as I can. Obviously, since I just got out of the military, a lot of my stories are military related. So this is gonna be how me and my friends accidentally shut down an entire military base when I was in Okinawa. So it was my 21st birthday. This is an accident. I didn't actually mean to do this, but it's still like it's pretty shitty for everybody around because people weren't allowed to go off base. Like it affected thousands of people with what we did. So it was my 21st birthday and I went out with my friend and we went out to go get some drinks. As the day went on, we started off day drinking like early in the morning, and then we started like playing on our phones and everything. Both of our phones ended up dying. We were like, you know what? It's a Sunday. Nothing ever happens on a Sunday. No big deal. Whatever. So we continued drinking. Ended up going to a bar on one of the other bases because there was 5 different bases out there, and we were on one of the farther south ones. And we were drinking, having a good time. I ended up asking one of the bartenders if they had a cell phone charger, and they were like, "Yeah, sure." So I plugged in my phone, and yeah, as we were drinking, talking, having a good time, my phone turned back on. I opened it up, and then I just saw missed call, missed call, missed call, text, 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 Facebook message, all the way down. And as the notifications got more recent, the higher the rank got, all the way from people that were my same rank, all the way up to people that were 4 or 5 ranks above me, like contacting me, be like, "Yo, where the hell are you?" So I finally called one of my buddies, and I'm like, "Yo, what's going on?" He's like, "Dude, where are you? We need to find you right now." As I'm talking to him, someone right above his rank calls. Same thing happens over and over until finally we found out what had happened was while our phones were dead earlier that day, there was a kayak that drifted back to shore with a bunch of military gear, like issued gear, and a couple of subway bags, but no people in it. And they thought that we were in that kayak, and they thought that we were lost at sea. And it was called Camp Hansen. They shut down all of Camp Hansen, nobody in or out for like 7 hours until they found us finally. So yeah, everybody on that base that
Wow.
was trying to get back on wasn't allowed back on. Everyone that was on the base wasn't allowed to leave. And it was almost the entire Sunday where people were trying to go out and get food for the last time, weren't able to go. So that was probably it right there. Yeah, we ended up not getting in trouble because we weren't doing anything wrong. We just we just made the bad mistake of not having our phones charged. But yeah, that's probably the worst, but like inadvertently the worst thing that I did. Like we
Damn.
didn't do it maliciously.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, so many people were mad at us for so long.
Yeah, and you've got the last question.
Oh, you want me to do one more?
Was that? Have you asked 2? Was that the both?
Yeah,
questions? Yeah, it was. Yeah. Well,
Yeah, that was the second.
there we have it, guys. Episode 1, Eagles in the Outback. What a success, I think. A few hiccups here and there, but a
Yeah.
success none
Yeah.
the less.
Nothing that was in our control.
Yeah, guys. Well, next week, make sure you tune into next week's show. We are going to have the 2019 CMA Artist of the Year joining us here on the podcast. The one, the only, my friend Travis Collins. Guys, huge huge show coming up, and we can't wait, guys. If you had fun, make sure you go and check out our YouTube, which will be posted in all of our chats in just a moment's time. And guys, make sure you follow the Twitter as well. All our socials are there in the Command Podcast there in our chats.
Yep.
Yeah, I think across the board, we all have exclamation point podcasts. Should give you all the pertinent information that you need.
I'll go blow it up for him real quick.
And yeah, we just hope you guys will join us next week. We our future episodes are gonna stick to a pretty rigid timeline. Today we kind of went over where we were gonna be, but
Only
that's
40
okay because we were getting to know everybody and made sure everybody got their time to say what they needed to say and all that. So I'm we'll back to you, TJ, with wrapping it up.
I'm not going to give away any names just yet, guys, but today I can confirm another guest has confirmed their place here on the podcast. So we've actually got two more guest podcasts over the next few weeks. So we got Travis Collins next week, and then a few surprise guests coming in the following weeks. We're gonna not release those names until we're a week out, guys. But make sure you tune in to next week's show. I want to thank my co-hosts on the podcast, the one, the only, Thomas, Insidious Meerkat, and my man Connor, right below there, otherwise known as Radio Jesus. We hope you enjoyed this podcast, and we'll definitely be seeing you on the next one. Bye, guys.
Yeah.
Peace out, everyone. See you next week.
Good night.
Switching now.